What is up, everybody? It is 3 Men in the Basement. We are all separated tonight because of the corona, whatever, but we'll get back to that. But stay tuned. We've got a special guest. We've got lots of books tonight to talk about. This is going to be a great Friday night. Thank you very much for joining us for 3 Men in the Basement. But stay tuned for our sick intro.
There's nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Do we love that intro or not? You know,
we love it.
We love it. We love it. What is up, everybody? This is 3 Men in the Basement. We have a special guest, but of course, the headline act is always late, so he's going to come on. So we've got a different setup tonight. It's Otto alone. I'm in Cell Block Otto right now. Han Solo is definitely missing Chewie. Chewie has his own base set up. So, Mr. Roger Levesque, what's up? Where are you at tonight?
What's up, everybody? Holding it down to Carriage Hill Pub.
Carriage Hill Pub, right?
Bartender. On location for the first time.
Yep. All right. Awesome. And tonight, we have Dave in the cave producing the show. Dave, say what's up to everybody.
What's up, everybody? I'm holding on for dear life over here, but it's
that's
all
right.
good.
That's right. Big expect. You know what? I find that with our shows, the lower the expectations, the better of a show it is. Okay.
Cheers, gentlemen.
So, cheers, everybody. Happy Friday.
Cheers.
Hope you're all surviving week. I don't know what week this is now, you know, but thank God I got this dome that's really shining today. And I apologize. I had a little bit of I didn't gloss it up or anything, but the head is definitely beaming today. So cheers to everybody. Hope you're surviving. More importantly, I hope your family's healthy. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're still trying to support your LCSs. And more importantly, just remember that we are going to get through this, and the world that we used to live in will definitely come back. And when it does, it's going to be a kick-ass time. So let's remember that. So in the live chat, Roger, who do we have holding it down? Who's some people we got?
Yeah, we got Gamma Comics Collectibles, Moonbase Alpha, The Butcher, Johnny Boy, Benjamin Cross, Knights of Ren has been waiting in there. He didn't mind being late.
Yeah.
Roger Levesque, and I'm in there.
Mr. Man from Beantown. Dude, I want a haircut more.
Who the hell is Randy Sloan?
Randy Sloan. Yeah, Randy Sloan. Mr. Walker is my good friend. So, yeah, that's awesome. So, before we get started, you guys, Justin worked really hard. And instead of me babbling about Rocket Comics, we have a video for you guys to watch about our sponsor, Rocket Comics.
Here we go.
Oh, that is great,
That's
right?
A groovy little jam right there.
Got some funky smoothness. You know, Justin was feeling it when he made this. So
sure was.
Yeah, definitely. So Gamma Comics Collectibles, Ben Cross, Wesley Campbell, Sean Richards. Thank you very much for jumping in tonight. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We have Gary coming on, and if you guys should be following Gary if you follow us. He just did a fantastic video with his wife, and
so good.
I think he's throwing down the gauntlet because I think I'm going to do it too. So
I am too. I've already warned my wife.
I showed the missus. I was like, you got to step your game up. I'm like, you better start studying right now.
That's right. Awesome. So we'll definitely see videos from us about that coming up. So I've got lots of mail calls that I've been holding on. There's a few things that I want to talk about. But I do have two things that I do want to talk about from 3 Men in the Basement aspect. We are still having our 1,250 subscriber giveaway. We have a specific video for that. In this video, if you're new to the channel, please sub up. If you're a friend and a fan and just somebody who enjoys the channel, make sure you hashtag 3MIB. Once we hit 1,250, we're going to give away 4 books from Rocket Comics that have their new COA on it, their signature certificate of authenticity, which is really cool. It's got a gorgeous hologram. It's dated. It's in their database. Just a really cool thing to have if you don't want to go for the whole CGC yellow label, okay? So that's really cool. Also, breaking news. They have partnered up with CGC, and they will take care of your Clayton Crane and your Frank Miller signature series if you want to get some books signed by it.
Awesome.
I do have all the information in this video, and I will put it in our description. And it just gives you a little bit of an idea of what your fees are and what you're looking at. Now, personally, I'm taking advantage of this because I don't own a Frank Miller signature.
Same.
And to me, the Frank Miller Daredevil run is absolutely my favorite. And The Death of Elektra, Daredevil 181 could be one of my favorite Frank Miller books of all time. And I'll just never forget where, oh, Chad, all right, auto breakout. You know, Chad, that's going to have to, Chad with the $2 super chat. That's going to go in my commissary. So, you know what I mean? That's
Thanks,
definitely
Chad.
going.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Chad.
that's definitely going into commissary. So we do have the details in this video, and I'll show it to you later about the fees and stuff like that, just so you know. But you know what? I'm excited for this because I'm not necessarily going to go for a Dark Knight book, but I'm definitely going to go for a Daredevil book. And why not, right? And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to find a 9.6, and I'm going to check on it for pressable defects. And then I'm going to buy it, and then I'm going to send it to Rocket, and they're going to press it. They're going to do their magic, and cross my fingers with the SIG, it'll come back in 9.8. And I think financially, that's a good way to go with it. And we'll do that. So hold on a second. Look who we have. The headliner of the show.
Look who it is.
Gary, your mic is muted.
He's muted. There he is.
All right,
All right.
guys.
The star of the show is here. You know, he's walking the red carpet. He's here. So, you know, this is like last Friday continuous, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I can't believe we babbled for 2 hours. And more importantly, I can't believe everybody listened to us, you know? So I do want to give a shout out, which I forgot about, to the Geeky Swag Shop. And as you can see, Roger and
Representing.
David and
Hell
Cave are
yeah.
representing the Geeky Swag Shop. They also donated something for the 1,250 subscriber giveaway. They donated, he donated a great Funko Pop, Michael Jordan large Funko Pop, which we'll be giving away. That's going to be our second place. So Gary's been killing it on his videos. He's been killing it on mail calls.
Gary, you
And-
missed it. We were just talking about your video with your wife.
Yes.
Oh,
Big hit.
hold on. Yeah, that went pretty well. We're really happy with it. We're definitely doing more of those.
Okay.
That's
Now,
awesome.
what was the bribe? Were you like, hey, do this? Or like, hey, if you do
No.
this, she just jumped on it and just wanted to,
Yeah.
she just wanted,
Just
all right.
asked her if she wanted to do it. I thought it would be really, really funny.
yep. Oh, it was great. It was
Oh, it was.
absolutely classic. Now, you had some tough characters. You had some easy
You
characters.
sure did.
Gary, how many characters did you have total? Just so
10.
I have a 10. Okay, right. Okay. Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I threw her some layups in the beginning. And
Yeah.
Wolverine, I kind of figured she would get because of Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, right.
And then I went into Cyclops. And it got a little hairy after that.
Here, I thought
She
it
got
got
stuck
hairy.
on the goggles. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I
But,
thought it got
Daredevil
hairy
was
with.
perfect.
I thought Galactus was a tough one. You know.
That's my fault. Yeah. So
You know, that's
I think-
okay. Well, you know what? Now she'll know when, especially when he comes to the MCU, you'll be like, honey, you're already ahead of the game, you know?
Well,
So-
actually, I'm thinking I'm gonna do DC next with her, and I don't know if I'm gonna just stick to Batman Rogues or go DC, across the board. But then I'm gonna come back and do Fantastic Four and
Yep.
redo characters she's already seen, but with different pictures.
Yeah, right. And you definitely, Man from Beantown says
Yeah.
the beast, it was like, so he kind of looks like
Yeah,
Right.
he's a beast.
The beast
I don't
guy.
know. He's a beast, honey.
yeah, right. He's a beast. Nice. So, Gary, you just had, how many boxes from CGC did you have come in this week?
I had 2 boxes come in from CGC. I posted one video, and I already recorded the other.
Okay. Do you want to show off what was in your video that you already had, or?
Yeah, I could grab a box real quick.
Yeah, grab a box real quick. Dave, you got some mail calls?
Always.
All right. Raj, you got some stuff too, right?
Yeah, I got a couple of things to show off.
All right. So that being said, we got 44 people from what I see. It's going to be a great show tonight. So thank you very much for everybody for jumping in and watching us and promoting, and sub up, like, comment, right? So Raj, you want to start off with your books?
You want to start with me?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well, I really only have the one book. All right, we're going with Dave.
I'm trying to get it over to you. I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah, let me see.
So you see the book over my shoulder here.
Hey now.
My favorite book.
Yeah.
Talked about that many times.
What grade is that?
That's a 9.8.
Beautiful. Good for you.
Beautiful.
9.8. So I started hunting other books similar to that. So I got the Comic 700, and I actually had this redone with the Spidey label.
Love
looks
it.
good with the red and the red.
Yeah, I had it cracked. And then
fourth printing, fifth printing, right?
no, it's the second printing.
Ah,
And then I was at Everett's house one time, and I was talking about this book, and he said, "Why don't you just buy it at a 9.8?" So I did. Remember that, Everett?
Yeah.
nice.
Why not? Oh, I'm getting used to this camera here.
Right. Raj, so what was that? Do you remember how much you paid for that?
I don't.
Was it under 100?
Yeah, it was definitely under 100.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what do we like to say? We like to say any book you can buy under a 9.8, under $100, just jump on it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then, of course, I fell into this one with Dark Side Jedi.
Yeah.
That's another nice book.
That's beautiful. Add to my collection.
What's the story behind that book, Dave? Do you know?
Well, I mean, it's
a Chromium.
It's one of 4 Chromium Amazing Spider-Man books, but they're called Marvel Collectibles.
Gotcha. Okay.
And 2 of them are from the Spider-Man run, and 2 of them are from the Amazing Spider-Man run. So
That's right, Moonbase Alpha. That's right. It's surprising I have an ASM 300. You end up, and then, and I start picking up all these little crazy ones.
Hey,
Pawns.
Did you get the gold 300 or the silver?
Do you poo? And then you get weird ones. I mean, you would see the random books I have. I mean, you have 75 of them. But on all that, this one just topped off it. I bought this.
Look at that.
And I got this a couple weeks ago from Ryan, the comic guy.
Yep.
He came on our show, kind of like what happened with Dark Side Jedi. We were talking on a show, and he showed the Chromium, and I'm like, oh, I got to have that. Well, Ryan showed this off. And I asked him about it, and he had no intention of selling it whatsoever until he found out how much I wanted it. And being the nice guy he did, the price is unbelievable compared to what they're selling on eBay at a 9.8. And I would probably say I don't know if there's very many other books I'm going to try and chase at a 9.8 or slab in my collection. I think those are them.
You should try to get that Teen Titans 12 in a 9.8.
Yeah, you got one?
I do.
No way.
I got one I could trade you at 8.5. Well, I'm going to send that out to Rockets. That's going to be an entire video in its own. I'm going to send it out to Rockets to have it cracked and pressed and resubmitted.
That has to be redone.
Yeah,
that has to be redone.
100%.
Yeah,
I love how all 3 of us, by the way, have that set linear. Like
yes, right,
Roger
right.
has it in 9.8s, and then Otto, you and I have it in 9.4s. So
correct, right?
Crazy.
Absolutely.
9.4.
Yeah.
I'm going to trade my way up to a 9.8. So
right, us plebeians, right? So us plebeians have it right there. So Gary, you got some good books in, right? You got some big stuff in.
Oh, is my mic off?
No, you're good.
Yeah, I think your mic is off. It's not muted. It's not working very well.
It's not? That's weird. Hold on.
Go to your settings.
Let's see. Mic. Camera. Oh, you know what? This is why. Hold on.
That should help.
Hey.
That might be better.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Thanks, Tivo.
All right.
Oh, man from Beantown. I have not opened my want list yet. Oh, Roger, I think your brother hit me up today.
He did. He said he just bought you a bunch of books from you. He bought
a bunch of early ASM stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Thank
a big,
you, Matt.
big Spidey guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it out to him Tuesday. Like he picked up. Actually, it might have been one book. I already pulled it aside. But anyway, all right. Did you want to get into this?
Yeah, let's see what you got, man. You got some good stuff.
First thing on the list. I don't know if you knew about this one yet. This is Action Comics 242. This is the first
get out of here.
It's a Brainiac.
No, I got to tell you something, Gary. I was going to wait till I saw the hashtag make the trade, okay? Because somebody from my own camp, Bernie 1869, Shortbox Bernie, a.k.a. Pat Howe, says to me, dude, I was looking at the stats. If I run upstairs right now, he gave me a full 8-point bullet about why I should make this trade after I told him. I said, dude, I want to keep the book. I wanted that. He's like, nope, you should do it. It's a good move, blah, blah, blah.
This
And
is a great example of the love of the hobby. So
Yeah.
I know in my trade, I know that I can trade this to you and I'm coming out on the back end. I'm coming out as a loser, right? But you don't want to move the book, even though you know you're coming out on top.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. I'm a little bit.
You look at the
bonkers.
hashtags, my God.
There you go.
All
Yeah,
right.
I know. Well, I was gonna wait, and then okay, there you go. Make
There
the
he
trade. Yeah.
So other than that,
Other than that,
so
yeah,
this is
right.
So two or three of the books that actually came out of that last video are sold already. One went to Justin.
Yeah.
Sorry, Roger.
Yeah, like a day late I was.
One went to a couple guys from Instagram. So all I have left is the Marvel Spotlight 5. It's that first Ghost Rider. So that came in there. And the Hulk 180 in an 8.0, which is it's pretty expensive for an 8.0. I think this is pushing 900.
That is that absolutely.
Oh, your brother's in there. There he is.
There he is.
There you go.
And then I'll tease you one book. I'll tease you. I wish I had more for you, but I they're all sold. Kind of like surprised, but I'll tease you one book that's in another video that's coming out sometime next week. I did moderns and Bronze Age, so I did a modern submission. So there's some nice books in there, but this one I was really excited about, and this one probably shout out to TiVo for this one because I think this is on the spec list here. But I've got a Century #1 came back 9.8.
Woo, let me see that. Oh, that's nice.
That's awesome.
So that's that's a sneak peek of next week's video. I don't know if it's coming out Monday or Thursday. I haven't decided yet. But
How many books were in that one?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think around 7 or 8.
Wow.
It was a bigger box.
You
It
sent
was like the
mine
big
too.
box. It wasn't the small. Like there's like 2 or 3 flat boxes that CGC will send you, and then there's the vertical ones. It was probably like the smallest vertical box they send you. Best way to buy books from me is probably through Instagram right now, or you can email me a want list.
Right,
put my
Gary.
email in there.
I do want to ask: are you getting lots of DMs about the books that you're posting?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot, and I haven't even opened up. I haven't opened up like the want lists. So, I'm trying. What I'm trying to do. Let me just get this in there. So what I'm trying to do is, did you see the picture of my room with all the boxes opened up?
Yep.
The long boxes. All right. So what I was doing is I'm putting in all the tabs. So like, here's all the Marvel premieres. Here's all the Marvel spotlights. Here's all. So like, I'm going to take pictures and show everybody exactly what I have title wise, but I ran out of the tabs. I just ordered more today. I should have them like Monday or Tuesday, but, I want to take pictures so people know exactly what I have, because I don't want people hit me up for obscure titles that I know I don't have. So if I can just post pictures of exactly what I have title-wise, at least people know.
Right.
So I'm probably going to try to get that in next week because I know what's going to happen. The DMs are going to start going crazy. And I feel bad because your brother messaged me earlier in the week and I've just been so busy. It took me to today to literally stop what I was doing and go take care of him. Because
he was pissed.
Yeah. I've never heard Dave raise his voice ever.
Yeah.
But
Twice, maybe.
he was super patient. So
yep. So nice. There you go. So you got that. We got that going on. That's awesome. So you know it's very funny because Gary and I, we all talk, during the week and stuff like this. This conversation, you guys, is exactly what happens when the camera's off, not rolling, when we're hanging around, right? Like this is what the comic book talk is all about, Is Jay the Butcher in the live comments right now?
he's in there.
He's in there, dude. I got to give him a huge shout out because I enjoy a good cigar, but I don't know what a good cigar is because I'm a connoisseur. I'm a novice. Okay. So I know there's certain people in the community who are connoisseurs, and I know Jay is. So I hit Jay up the other day. I said, hey, my man, you got any extra cigars hanging around? Because the spot that I would go to and spend, 20, 40, 50, $60 on was closed up. He goes, I got you. So tomorrow, and this is just a fantastic act of kindness. So shout out to you, the Butcher, for hooking me up. And I'm thoroughly going to enjoy it because.
Oh, is that why you needed his number?
Yeah, I did. Well, you know what? Because we were chatting through, Instagram. I'm like, you know what? just give me his number, you know. So I ended up thanking him a couple times over. So I got a bunch of mail calls. I actually thought I got it today. So Dave, you want to do a couple mail calls before I do mine, or?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, go ahead. Show what you got, and I'll man the helm here.
All right. So there was this online Comic-Con at the beginning of March. It's actually called the Creators Corner. And this was at the start of the pandemic and all that stuff. And they had some heavy hitters on as far as artists, and they're actually going to do it the first weekend of May. Again, some heavy hitters on this, but I actually bought a sketch because I have a problem.
The problem is we're not at work and we've got too much time on our hands.
That is exactly what it is. But artist name is Ariel Diaz. She is on Instagram as Divine Immortality, and she actually did this Harley for me, and it's amazing.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
That's really nice.
Look at that.
That's good stuff.
From the movie, right?
Yep.
That
Good
is dope.
stuff.
Was it a pink cover, Dave? Or
Yeah.
it
This
was
is
pink cover?
actually a pink blank.
Yeah. See, this is where I fall short. You and Justin got the blank variants down. Like,
Is that one of those $170 colored blanks?
No. She had this pre-done, and I walked into this. I'm like, I'm buying a sketch today. I don't care who it's from. And it just so happened that popped up, and I was quick with the claim. So
nice.
But and then again, you guys know I'm a Spidey guy, so really looking to complete the run. So I have Amazing Spider-Man 76 here.
Love it. Classic Romita. Nice Mylar.
Yeah. And then Amazing Spider-Man 88.
Ooh, love it.
It's good stuff. And then we have Amazing Spider-Man 437. The rub on this one is this is actually a Marvel Legends reprint. So this is basically the comic book that comes in the back of the action figure. That was
Really?
Yeah, so this is my new obsession. I have like 4 or 5 of these coming in.
See, I'm digging that, man. That's awesome.
Because you can tell by the blank box right here.
Yeah, the blank box.
Does
right
it
there,
say
right,
on
right,
there not for resale?
Usually it does. This one doesn't though. So
Huh.
all right, and then we have Amazing Spider-Man 1.4. So this one is actually the Fan Expo Canada version.
All right, to the Canadians.
Yeah, J. Scott Campbell, Stanley Collectibles exclusive color, and then sketch.
Oh,
Look at
This
us. We're
one's
like,
dope.
oh man.
That one's dope. And then Otto, you're gonna like this one.
Yeah.
So I'm a high ratio guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
1 in 100, 1 in 200. So I have a 1 in 500 in my hand.
Holy
And
Christ.
And it's an Amazing Spider-Man 800, and it's a Ditko remastered.
Oh,
version.
my
oh,
That's really nice.
that is beautiful.
And here's the kicker. So there's 2 of these. There's a 1 in 500 and there's a 1 in 1000. It's basically the same thing as this.
Yeah.
And it's black and white. And I missed it by $2. I was
No
like,
way.
"What the
$2.
$2. I was so pissed off.
$2.
Oh, jeez.
And then my last one actually came into the cave today. Shout out Ryan Comic Guy, super easy to deal with, and PAX bomb proof. So this book was actually the throw-in. So it's Silver Surfer 1, Silver Surfer Black #1. This is the Adi Granova cover, which is dope.
Nice.
And to finish it out, so an Amazing Spider-Man.
Wait a minute, Dave, stop for a second. Is this all in 1 week? Is this all in 1 week?
Oh no, this is like 2.
Okay, 2.
I let it stack up.
This Coronication is going to bankrupt everybody.
It's the worst. And then my last
Thank
one.
God I'm essential.
It's an Amazing Spider-Man #7, and this is it's a golden variant cover, but it's a swipe of Amazing Spider-Man #33. So this is dope, in a 90.
See, so I do have to ask you, Dave.
Go.
Because you're not sharing. Where does the knowledge on these books come from? Like, are you on what website? What book are you reading? What
Honestly,
what do you want?
I use CLZ to keep track of everything, and I literally just go in and see what I'm missing, and because it's pretty it has a lot there, and again, if there's 4 #7s, it spells out, okay, here's this one, here's cover B, here's cover C, here's cover D, and it's like a checklist. So whatever ones that I don't have, the cover's there, so I know which one is with what.
Right.
flows a lot easier. It's all in one place. It's up in the cloud, so it automatically syncs up with my phone. I can't talk enough about it.
Yeah.
But no,
You know what? After this video, I'm going to put Very Gary's Gmail. I'm going to put his email in there. So, hey, I do want to give a shout out. I just saw this real quick.
Bear
I posted
90X.
it to
Look at this guy.
Bear-
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Bear 90X.
That's a fan, right?
How you guys doing?
Nice.
Hello from Belgium, 2:27 in the morning, and in Europe right now. Could be happy. You know, thank you guys. Thank you very much for watching us all the way to Europe. That's fantastic. Yeah, so that's cool. Awesome stuff. That Ditko. You're gonna send that to CGC? Is that getting cased?
100%. I mean, I want to press it first because it's got a little roll in it, but you know.
Okay.
You want me to submit that for you?
Yeah. No.
I love you, Raj, but no.
Right.
I don't blame you.
Nice.
I don't want to submit my own books.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. So I do have a few books that I'd like to talk about. And you know, as I like to say, with every book has a story. And since we've given Ryan Comic Guy 2 shout outs, I'm going to give him a 3rd shout out because this is a book that I own. And I bought this book raw, and this book copy that I have is the copy I have now is raw, and it's the best DC villain and my favorite villain combined. And like 3 or 4 years ago, I saw on Instagram that people were talking about this, and I jumped on it real quick. And then Ryan did on his YouTube channel a complete breakdown of this book, how rare it is, how it's like a cover swipe of issue number 1. And I'm watching this and I'm like, holy cow, this is exactly what I need. This is exactly what I need. I need to get another one and I need to get it graded. Okay. So I went on eBay and there was only a couple. And right now on eBay, you guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you're buying on eBay, people are selling for low. And I'm not an eBay guy, but Roger, can you open us up for me? This is what I need you here for.
Do you need my knife? I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, throw me your knife. My God. Holy Christ, I'm doing this my own. I'm doing double time.
Don't cut yourself.
Yeah, I know.
You're right. When you say that every book has a story, could you imagine the story that would go with this one if you just make the trade?
Jesus, this guy is
unbelievable.
Oh my God.
All right. Oh my God. All right. So that being said, the first raw book that I'm going to show is Deathstroke number 58.
Hey.
All right. This book is the one and only appearance of Jokestroke. That's right, everybody. Jokestroke.
I do have this book, by the way.
What's that?
I do have this book raw.
You do, right. And I have another one too. So when I went on eBay to buy this, on eBay, you got to play the game. You figure you start at half and then you decide what offer you want, right? The guy took it at half price and I got it that day. And this book is definitely a 9.8 candidate. It's yeah, right. Marv Wolfman did it. And it's Johnson after Mike Zeck. So this is actually a cover swipe or homage to Deathstroke number 1, right, which is really cool. And you guys know that I'm a huge Deathstroke fan.
Over my shoulder, I got my mask back there. Love Deathstroke. Favorite villain.
Love it. Right. Absolutely. One of my favorite villains.
That's
and then
one
when you think about it,
not seem to get in a 9.8. And I love it. I love the cover.
Which one? Teen Titans 2?
Teen Titans 2.
Yeah, it's a great book. Right. Absolutely. One of my favorites, a grail in my collection. That was actually the first big book I ever bought as a 12-year-old kid. I paid $8 for it. Right. And when you go to a con in 1985 with $20 in your pocket as a kid, that was a big purchase.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So that's right. Nice friend, Jokestroke. Burke family, thank you very much for jumping in. I appreciate that. You're over on Chino's Comics and More. All right, they're doing a live sale over there. So we got a lot of stuff going on tonight. So yeah, this is Jokestroke. And, again, you have the number 1 villain in the DC storyline, and you have my favorite villain. So fantastic book. Absolutely happy to have it. All right.
I never seen that book before. So cool.
Right. All right. And you know what? I'm telling you, like I reached out to Reese's Rare Comics. They didn't have one. There was only 4 or 5, and I think in a 9.8, according to our friends, there's only like 3 or 4 of them in the census.
Was there any on eBay in a 9.8?
There was none on eBay in a 9.8. So I'm going to take both of my copies and send them off to Rocket when I do a modern submission and send it out. All right. So really cool book.
Maybe I'll send mine with it.
Don't
Oh,
ever
yeah,
have to
absolutely.
submit anything under his name.
Yes, exactly. As long as it doesn't touch my book.
What's the one that comes back in 9/8's mine?
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, we have that problem before.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah, we did make that mistake one time when we realized we sent the same book and we had
Yeah.
no idea whose was whose. Luckily, they came out the same grade.
Right, exactly. So we didn't have to go fisticuffs over it. All right.
You get that signed by Wolfman, Otto? Or you can do
That's a great idea. You know what?
Well-
You know what? I probably should because my number 1 is a 9/8 signed by Zek and Wolfman. So
well, here you go. You said you're sending both, so keep one blue label and then do the other one signature series.
oh, brilliant. See? Right. Linear. I mean, that's why I hang out with you guys. That's why I like to hang out with people smarter than me. All right. So now this is a book that I bought from the Big To Do. It was on my want list. He is coming to the MCU. I'm going to follow up with Gary and ask Gary if he sees this book quite often. It's an anniversary issue. And I wish they would have done him right the first time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they didn't. So I got this from Comic Tunes and Toys all the way in California, the Big To Do shop. And we know that he's definitely
his store.
What's that?
How nice is his store?
It looks phenomenal.
He's done a lot of videos on Instagram. It looks outstanding. It looks a lot like Zap's setup, doesn't it?
It does. All the wall books and stuff.
Yeah.
Now I'll be honest. Oh, he threw in something else too. There we go.
Freebies.
All right. We always low. We hope set in a set. All right. So guys, this book is one of those books that I got when I said low grade is better than no grade because I just wanted to have it in my collection.
Oh, I think I saw you talk about this book.
Yep. Okay.
I think I know what this is. This is a book I've been searching for at shows, and it's very hard to find because it's old. I think I know what this is.
Okay. So this book,
You don't know.
I know.
he does.
Is it a number 50?
It's a number 50.
I know what it is.
You know what it is. But he was so kind. He threw in some ASM books right here to me.
Spider-Woman.
Shout out to Big To Do. You know, you always love it. Yeah, Spider-Woman right here. I don't want to mangle these. Spider-Man Noir right here, number 1 on the back. And a couple other books. So absolutely,
nice.
shout out to the Big To Do for helping out.
Nice.
So this book is Strange Tales 50.
Big
The
boy
first appearance of the Mandarin. Okay. I've been after this book since we
butchered him in the movie.
They butchered him, but he's going to come back in Shang-Chi. So I'm excited for that. And I think that's really cool. And it's only a 3.0, but you know what?
Dude,
Gary,
there's
do you see this book a lot?
No. So I have a story about that book.
Yep.
When the news started coming out from TiVo about the Mandarin and how he was coming out and he was going to be real, right? The real Mandarin we've all been waiting for. I believe it was right around either Terrificon or East Coast Comic-Con. I think Terrificon, because I remember at East Coast Comic-Con last year, I was searching all over for that Namor book. Was that FF4?
Yep.
So I picked up one of those at East Coast Comic-Con, the FF4, but I could not find a Tales of Suspense 50 it was either East Coast or Terrificon. I couldn't find it anywhere because it was affordable at the time.
Yep.
For a big villain key. Like, you could almost argue like he's probably one of Iron Man's top 3 villains.
Oh, absolutely.
Top 2.
I agree with you. Right.
So he's
The only thing the MCU got wrong.
What year is that, Otto?
Oh, this is early. This is 64. Listen to the Marvel royalty on this book. You know, there's a big smudge on it. That's what it is. But I'm going to post this definitely for like Silver Age Saturday. This is Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Don Heck, Larry Lieber, Saul Brodsky, and it's the first appearance of the Mandarin, and there's a Watcher backup story. So this is a run that I'm going to start collecting because it's iconic and kind of affordable right now, other than the age. But you know, I'm trying to get it away from the thing. So
how many do you need?
Well, we got to take a look. I got to start somewhere. So
That's the first one you have?
This is might be the first or second. I'd have to look. So
I'll tell you, there's some keys in there. I think isn't Hawkeye in there?
Hawkeye's in there. Yep, I do have that. Yep. Yeah.
Those are big ones.
That's a big one. All right. So
are you popping and pressing that?
No, because Rocket already did.
Oh, you did it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Rocket. Yeah, this was actually that book was actually from C2E2.
Oh wow.
So that was a 3.0 is the best on it. You know what? The 3.0 is what you got. You know, the book's from 1964. My God.
I don't think there's anything wrong with an entry level grade on a book that you are going to continually upgrade.
Yeah, right.
I started with the Batman 251 in like a 5.0.
Yep.
And I think I'm up to a 9.2. Yeah. But that's over time. Like my Silver Surfer 4, I think I started at like a 5.5, 6.0. I'm up to an 8.0. I'm always looking to upgrade, but the price has to be right. The timing has to be right. And
Right. 100%. I find myself doing that quite often.
Our buddy from Vancouver, Everett.
What's that?
Our buddy from Vancouver. I can't remember his name.
Errol Molnar.
No, the on YouTube.
Oh, Vancouver Comic Junkie.
Yeah, Vancouver Comic Junkie. He just had a whole video about. He's a big Warlock fan.
Nice.
And he was talking about how the different books, like you really can't pin down the actual original first appearance of Warlock because it says on CGC the first appearance of him.
Yep.
The first time Marvel premieres, the first time they actually use the word Warlock. And that's what he said. He goes, I started off at a 3.5, and he goes, now he's got whatever his highest grade. He had like 8 of them, and he's like, there's nothing wrong with collecting them and then using a few of them to get a higher grade.
Yeah.
What is it? It's Thor 134, 135, or his first and second appearances of him.
First, right? Exactly.
And then Marvel Premiere.
Marvel Premiere is their first.
Then you also have the FF book. You have the Cocoon.
Yeah. That's right. Cocoon in there too. So.
Yep.
That dude's a hot mess.
Yeah.
So the next book I have is on my want list. This was a grail. This was a payment plan book.
Look at Otto pulling books out left and right.
Yeah, well, it's taken me a while, and you guys, I've held on to this.
Occasion.
I want to give my good friends Reese's Rare Comics a shout out for this. They helped me out with this.
Nice.
I saw it. I saw the grade. I said this is a 0.5 point away from what I want it. They can't confirm or deny whether or not it was pressed, but now that I have it, I'm going to look at the grader's notes. This was a book that I didn't really care about as a Spider-Man key, and then all of a sudden, Shortbox Bernie gets in my head and says, "Hey, dude, look what's on the cover." So I now own a ASM 14.
Hey,
for the Green Goblin and a 4.5. Okay.
You want me to look at the notes right
the one with the Hulk on the cover? Then?
That's got the Hulk on the cover. It's got the Enforcers. It's got the Green Goblin. And that's everything that Pat told me. Okay. Everything that Pat told me, I was like, you're right. I should love this. I just don't like, I'm really particular about this. I just don't like the Green Goblin. It looks like he's on a broom. Okay. But I'll tell you though, this is a 4.5. This is a book that I want in a 5.0, right? Because I think ASM keys are so pricey right now. Forget the 7s. I just can't afford the 7s, but a 5 is ideal. And I'll tell you, the Reese boys were right when they were telling me how good this looks. This looks really nice.
That's awesome.
So I got that, and it's 67. Stan Lee, Ditko. First appearance of Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, the Enforcer's appearance, first meeting of Hulk and Spider-Man. Didn't know that. And what I like about that is Ditko didn't do Hulk that often.
Nope.
So as you can see, there's the Ditko Hulk right there, and he doesn't do it that often. So that's nice. So another Spider-Man book down. I've got Electro. Just need a few more. And then I do have one more. All right. So I bought this book off Facebook, and I blame Justin for this 110%. I blame Justin for showing me this post. And there's popcorn everywhere. And then when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God. So I want to give a shout out to Phil's Collectibles all the way on the West Coast in Washington State. This is a book. See, this is what happens when I stop lifting weights. This is a book that it's an ASM key.
That's because I usually open them up for you, so you know what the hell you're doing.
I took for granted what you would do.
You know what the hell you're doing over there.
The labor's not on site.
Yeah,
I know the labor. Really.
Everybody always thought I was just his eye candy next to him.
Yeah, really. I just thought you were just another pretty face. So this book I've been after for a while. I've seen it. I had it as a kid. I read it. It's got so many pinups. It's unbelievable. Now that I have it in this grade, by the end of the year, I'd like to have it in a 5.5 and a 5.0 or even higher, but I'm not going to go much higher. But this is a book that's skyrocketing, and you don't even know if it's going to happen. So it's the ASM Spider-Man Annual #1.
Oh my God, this guy.
And a 3.5.
Yeah, that's a nice grade for that book.
Beautiful.
Yes. Dude. This book actually came today, you guys. It came today. I'm like, dude, and he was really good about it. One thing I did do on Facebook, which is different than Instagram, he asked me for a few references. I don't know if he contacted him, but I definitely checked his references. We went through PayPal. It was completely legit, had the tracking number. So Phil's Collectibles is somebody that Otto from the Grotto definitely endorses. And I had a great transaction with him. And I forgot what price? Facebook. What's that?
Got a good price?
The price was definitely on point. And yes, Matt, thank you. Finally, the price was on point. And with this book, I'm not going to find this book under GPA, right, guys?
Even the reprints are freaking expensive to buy.
So here, about that book, or I should say the older annuals in general. So they're square bound.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So they're harder to get a higher grade. And I'm pretty sure, you may have to fact check me, I'm pretty sure people weren't buying them at the rate they were buying the monthly books because they were a little more expensive.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
this was straight up 25
cents, right? Is it a quarter?
It's a quarter in 1964
versus 12 cents. It's twice as much. Imagine.
Yeah.
Twice as much.
Imagine.
So I don't think they were selling as much. So a lot of them were either destroyed or sent back and whatnot. So that's a great, that's a nice grade. That's a book. I'm not a Spider-Man collector, but that's a book. I think if I had it if I found it in a really good grade, I would probably keep that for me.
Right. Yeah. And listen to this. There's 15 pinups in this.
Yes,
there's 15 pinups by Ditko in this. So that's unbelievable. And it's a solid 3.5. So I'm going to have to check the grader's notes. And I think I've got all the villains except for, no, I do have all the villains. Oh yeah, this is going to be a great one. So I've got all that. So I'm going to try to, let's see guys, we're going to take a little break. I'm trying to do a commercial right now, but there's something wrong with my, computer. Are you guys, it's a little funky right now. You guys seeing anything?
Bust it. Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my God.
Come on and get some, boys.
Dude, did I just get hacked? Somebody just hacked this system. We have been hacked. The dark side of the Dark Lord himself, TiVo, has hacked my system right here. You know what? And I paid for this program. What are you up to, man? Thank you for joining us in the grotto tonight. What's going on?
I want one of those masks, TiVo.
Who's TiVo? Yeah, you kind of see everything in my. I might as well just take it all off then. I mean, shit.
Yeah, look at that.
Should I keep the mask on?
Yeah, man. What's going on tonight, dude? What brings you into the grotto?
Well, I was just looking for Zoom things to hack in on. I just wanted to help out teachers and just show my wang on the internet. I found this StreamYard one. I was like, let me hop on and see what these old guys are doing. Except for Dave
this one seems
Gary, two old guys at least. I don't know about the other two, but
yeah, Jesus, hacked right in, man. Unbelievable.
Okay, I need to take this off. This thing is driving me nuts. Oh shit.
So has that been out in the community with you, Tim? Did you wear that out in the hood?
Not yet, because my daughter made it for me, and it's the first time doing a sewing machine, so the L is cut off, so it says Ords of the Long Box. So you know what I'm saying? But it works, you know what I mean? But it's a little hard to talk and read at the same time. But yeah, you know, I had a when I was working with the Geeky Swag Shop to make T-shirts for me. They went through a couple of iterations first, so this is like one of the first that we're working through, like the logo size and everything. So this is one of the ones that weren't. So I was like, you know what? Let me cut up the T-shirt and make a thing out of it. It's got little elastic things. You know what I'm saying?
Nice,
so yeah. What's up to everybody in live chat? I was in the background watching.
You were creeping around. I saw that. So Tim, I was just showing a book. Did you go with Swolverine today to see the big to do?
No, but I straight up ambushed them.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I went to go buy some weed in my dispensary. Can I? I said anyway. So it's not too far from the big to-do shop. So I was like, you know what? I just like stood in the front door and I looked inside and I was looking at Bobby. I was like, you're not coming in. I was like, let me in. I need human interaction. Please let me in.
Right.
So TiVo, when we were talking, he's got a really nice setup.
He does.
Like the floor, the store, the whole floor, the setup, the wall books, the key, the fillers, everything. It looks really nice in there.
Oh, the best comic shop in Orange County, maybe all of Southern California. I mean, best pricing, best availability. They always buy constantly. They always get all the new variants, as well as he's always buying collections, kind of like you, right? So people, I don't know what, people just come to him and he buys a lot of stuff. He's a collector too, so like the really good stuff he'll send off the rocket to get graded at CGC. I mean, at this point he's got like last time I counted, I think it was like 12 or 14 giant size X-Men #1 CGC.
Oh my god.
He's got a couple Amazing Fantasy 15 stuff like that, but you know that's for his own private collection. So, yeah, his shop is. Here's the thing: his shop used to be next door as well. Next door to it now is like some kind of like a artsy flower shop type thing, but the shop used to be both sides, and that the shop next to it used to just sell their manga. They had a huge selection of manga, to the point where when I came in there, I used to not like that shop. Actually, this is before Mike bought it. I didn't. It was too crowded. It wasn't organized. And then Mike came in and he put in all the boxes. He put up wall, so everything correct. And he has a stock room in the back. So. And the reason I want to come on is the news is what Otto has alluded to it. Justin has bought from him, and they're both on the East Coast. And Big To Do's out here. He's literally a mile down the street from me. His house is, and then his shop is only like the next exit down. To help him out and the store out, a week from tomorrow, next Saturday, I am going to host a online comic sale live through YouTube at Mike's shop. We're going to be live there. Me, Mike, and probably one of his other employees going to keep it as minimal as possible. But, you know, he's not comfortable in doing the live stuff. And, you know, I figure it's a great way to sell wall books. We're going to pull keys, probably go for a couple hours. We're going to do like the way people have been doing it on IGTV with the letters, right? Put a book up there. If you want it, you claim it. It's not an auction. We ain't got time for all that, man. If don't haggle, move along. You buy it. We're going to put it for what they sell for right now, which is good 20-30% off GPA right now. I can tell you that. All his price are low. Auto contests that, buying it. People who bought out there. So we're going to do that and hopefully knock out some sales, help him out so he can pay the bills, pay his employees. He hasn't fired or furloughed anybody. He's a good cat, so we just want to help him out. So we'll probably do this Saturday, tomorrow, or not this tomorrow, but the following Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. I figured that's a good time. Yeah, it's not like everybody's going anywhere anyway. Right?
That's why we started an hour early. We were talking about what time to start, and I'm like, "Look, you want to start at 8? You want to start at 9?" And we're like, "What the hell? Ain't nobody else doing anything else?" You know. So
well, you know, at 5 p.m. is on the East Coast is a good time, and then 2 p.m. here. So I figured that's because he's got a family too, so he can't be doing it all night long. And it's not like we're not doing it from home, which makes it easier. We're going to do it from a shop because this way we have direct access to inventory. He's already got the stuff there, so hopefully we can handle it. The last time we had an auction on Lord's channel was like 230 people, so. Just want to give the heads up. It's not an auction. We're just going to put books up. There's going to be a price on it. If you want it, you claim the letter and you move on. Discovery Bay Comics does it on YouTube. Flip Mode Comics does it on IG. Torpedo Comics does it. Elvine Comics does it on IG. Who else was just doing one? P. Comics is good. Another buddy of mine from SoCal. He does it as well. And I mean, I was just in there today and I was looking. I said, Mike, all these books people would love to have. I mean, they were just. Stephen Platt, Moon Knights were just sitting on the wall. Amazing. It was like Amazing Spider-Man keys. Right now, he's got a bunch of Silver and Bronze Age Avengers stuff. Fantastic Four. We haven't even pulled out the keys yet, so we still got a week to figure it out. Do not message me. Message Big To Do on Instagram. If there's anything you're interested in seeing and just a general idea of what you like, hit him up on Instagram. The Big To Do. I'll type it in the live chat. Yeah, it's at the Big. Do
while you're doing that,
Beantown is asking, is it going to be on Lord's channel?
It's going to be on my channel. Yeah, it's going to be my channel since I probably have the bandwidth to do it as far as viewership and people know it. So know, because I don't even Mike's channel is active anymore. He used to be pretty active on. He was probably the first Mike was on YouTube before I was. He He was showing off big collections because he was buying storage units and he was posting these crazy comic hauls. People were like, what the hell? And that's how I actually. And then I found out about it. I go. Wait a second, you're right down the street from me? I'm coming over right now. And then I met him in 2015. We've been friends ever since. So it's just how small the comic book world is. So, this way you give back to a great comic shop, a great guy, help out, them through this time because they're adhering to the strict social distancing guidelines. In SoCal, at least in LA County, we've been pushed to May 15th. I just found that out right now. Typically, Orange County follows whatever LA County does, even though we have fewer cases, obviously because LA County is larger. But And Mike's been adhering to it. He's not doing curbside pickup or anything like that. Some other places are still doing that. And once the whomever is the part of the county figures it out, they're going to shut them down. So he's been adhering to it. You can still order from him like Otto is doing. So the videos don't do it justice. He doesn't have enough time to go through the entire shop to see. So what I'm going to do is next week, maybe like on a Wednesday, Monday, doesn't matter. I mean, any day, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to record as much as I can. I'm going to do all the wall books and do a walkthrough. But I mean, I can't stress you that in the pictures you see, like the long boxes down the aisles, right? There's two sets of boxes beneath that, one stacked on each other. So there are really 3 high boxes on each aisle that you walk down. And in the back stock room, if you look at that video I posted where I walked in there, I was pretending like it was MTV Cribs. The back room has about 200, 300 long boxes in there, all key.
Oh my God.
So basically, when a wall book comes off, and then instead of leaving an empty space, he immediately fills it with something else.
Right.
So he'll just go back there, he'll just put on there. And then that's why, like, every year I go to the 30% off sale because it's 30% off everything. Wall books, back issues, everything. Yeah.
Nice.
That's man. You just gotta go in there, and they do like 50% off once or twice a year. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah, they also do a sidewalk sale, which is like 25-cent and 50-cent books.
Yeah. Tim, years ago, when I first started following you on Lords, you had the big to do on the show, right? He did
multiple times,
right? He did something big about variants, and he talked about the shows and stuff like that. Mike's a real knowledgeable guy. I met him for the first time.
He was on the first ever Lords of the Long Box show.
Oh,
it
really?
was from, so it was unfortunate. It was on the old channel. I may have the old video, but we sat in the back of his comic book shop, if you guys remember this, and it was pre-recorded. It wasn't even live back then. There was no Google Hangout yet, but it was me, Jay and Guy 1, Lightning 228, and the Big To Do. And we just back then the show was called Lords of the Round Table.
Yes, absolutely.
And I made it up on the fly. I go, well, welcome to Lords of the Round Table. I guess we're going to sit here and talk about it. And then after that, I had him on again when it was me and the owner of Nuclear Comics, my friend Kenny, who was another shop down in South Orange County. And I had Kenny and the Big To Do on, and they both talked about comic books from a comic dealer's perspective. So they talked about, this was back in 2015. So we talked about variants and ratios and what they felt about the market. I mean, it was funny because I remember Kenny was talking about, I hate that new Aquaman movie. I can't stand it. That's not my Aquaman. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we did that twice actually with that. So Big To Do, it was one of the people that actually got me into YouTube. Big To Do, right. Lightning 2288, Omega Shen Ryukin, Jay and Guy 1.
Right? Those are the OGs.
Yeah, the OGs out there back then when YouTube was just combo calls and nobody was going live, nobody was doing these talks, or at least anybody that was getting a lot of views, nobody's doing it. And
people showed their faces, right? It was all books, right? Like, like you do your
rarely anybody showed their face. Nobody did this. Nobody was like, hey, I got this. Yeah. It was all camera facing the comic, and the onus was strictly on the comics. But anybody want to buy this?
Somebody asked me if we were doing it.
My Torpedo Comics, man. Yeah. It's X-Men 180. It's signed by Chris Claremont. Anybody want my entire torpedo box?
Did you get on the KRS exclusive today? I guess not. How many
I know people though, so let's see if I have a set. Wait,
right.
Put it this way.
I did get on. Yes.
If I get a set, I'll say this: if I get a set, I will give it away. How's that sound?
Oh, there you go.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. I straight up. If I get it, I wasn't able to buy it, so if I get it, it'll be out of the kindness of his heart. And if I do, I just give it back to the community. Most of the giveaways for KRS Comics I do, those are given to me, and I give them away back to you guys. I don't keep any of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, my LOTLB discount worked when I used it, so I was pretty happy about that.
Same.
I was so pissed off, dude, because
I'm an idiot because I forgot about it.
Yeah,
it was 11 a.m. And I was still at home, but I remember somebody, it was Otto, I think it was our group chat, and you're like, hey, man, thanks for that discount. It really worked. And I looked at I said, it's 11:30. Fuck me. So I went in there. Sure enough, they were already sold out. They had the signed copies left, I think. I don't know. Let me look right now. I wonder.
Yeah, no.
Did you guys look recently? I remember Alex.
Right in on 2 o'clock.
Yeah, right around there. I would say 2. We'll probably do is here's a secret of YouTube, guys. We typically come on late to get more people in there.
Yeah.
Well, Justin and Dave were like, I got ours, and I'm looking at my clock at work, and it was like 5 of 2. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. So I jumped on. If they hadn't said that, I might have missed it too, because they.
I got on it like 2 of 2, right?
The only one left is cover A. And it's the signed version by Warren Liu. It comes with a COA, so that one's the only one that's left.
Yeah, I got the set and then the free gift of the Batman Adventures 1 there.
Yeah.
Yep. I knew those were going to go quick.
That's mark my words. If I get a set, I will give them away when we hit 4,000 subs, which is 300 subs away. So I will.
Gary, Gary's not a variant guy, right? We know Gary's not a variant guy. Do you even know what we're talking about?
No idea.
No idea. So KRS Comics and Warren Liu did a cover swipe of BA12.
Oh, I saw that on Instagram. It's a little more detailed version of the.
I think the word you're looking for is thick.
Yep.
Thick, right?
Yeah, that's.
You know, speaking of BA12, Gary, did you have any in that collection?
Yeah, I had one. It came in. I don't know if you remember seeing the video. There were like 50 just brown boxes stacked. There was an ASM 300 and a Batman Adventures 12 in those boxes.
Yeah, and did that come back, or did I remember? Seeing
9.0.
9.0, right? All right. So I'm at a push right now with a 9. I'd like to upgrade mine. You know, and that book has been all the way around. You know. So the movie, I don't know if the movie did anything for the book or it's just sitting there or whatever, you know. So
if it was a better movie, it might have done better.
Yeah, it was better. Yeah, Roger wasn't a fan. Dave, were you a fan of it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
so
I got it, Gary.
I haven't seen it.
I fell asleep halfway through.
TiVo the hacker. I just noticed that this guy hacked right into my channel.
Hey, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but I posted it on the Lord's page. But expect news about San Diego Comic-Con to come out online quick.
Yeah,
soon. And I don't think it's good news because in Southern California, they pushed LA, at least they pushed the stay at home till May 15th. Dude, that's like 2 months away from San Diego Comic-Con. So Newsarama posted that they talked to people. They talked to a bunch of hotel owners in San Diego, and they said, we're not comfortable with the amount of crowds that San Diego would bring Comic-Con. Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con.
Hundreds of thousands.
There is no social distancing at all.
No,
people are correct. You don't even like being touched or accidentally bumped into. That happens to at least 10 times an hour.
Yeah.
They give you those giant goddamn backpack bags or whatever. You ever seen? I know what I'm talking about, right? God,
the Funko bags.
And never wear your good shoes because kids gonna step on it. Some cosplayers are gonna step on it. You know, like I told Swolverine was like, I can never go to those because he's got an anger. I was like, yeah, somebody's gonna bump him and he's gonna end up punching him.
He's gonna take out somebody's head. So I want to defer this to Gary right here. You know, I'll give my own thoughts. Maybe we could talk about this for 30 seconds. Besides X-Men 1, GSX 1, and 94, which X-Men would you guys say is most likely to blow up? I already know right now. So
depends what you want to spend. How about X-Men 129?
129. Yep. Nailed it. Yep.
TiVo, what do you think?
What is it, 129? Kitty Pride?
Yeah, Kitty Pride, Hellfire Club. You know,
I think it'll be Phoenix.
Again?
Yeah, okay.
When Phoenix comes back around again, this is going to be one of those double specs where people spec on it when they heard Dark Phoenix was coming out. But when Kevin Feige gets a hold of Dark Phoenix, because the prices have dropped and they're going to spike again when Dark Phoenix Saga. I guarantee you, Dark Phoenix Saga is going to be done by Kevin Feige in the next 10 years. You know,
yes,
it won't be a major MCU endgame thing, but here's how Marvel I see the MCU now. You will have Avengers level movies where all the Avengers get together. You'll have X-Men level movies where the entire X-Men universe fights, you know what I mean? Kind of like just like the comic, because you have Spider-Man, X-Men, you know, all this stuff. You know, sure, that Secret Wars thing we've been talking about at the end of 10 years from now when they do the next Endgame level, that'll include everybody. But, you know, the X-Men still need a large thing. They can't just have these little small solo films. So maybe every 3 movies they have a giant one. I think the Dark Phoenix Saga was done right. Kevin Feige is a historian of comics, and I think he's still pissed off that Fox did it so wrong. You know what I mean? Right. So I think he's going to build up to it, and I still think Phoenix has some legs. It's not that expensive anymore. Remember, it dropped. I like using this word correctly, precipitously.
Yeah,
nice. Gary, what are you doing right there? Grade is that, Gary? Because I'm blind.
One right here.
Yeah, is that 8.5?
8.5.
8.5. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. All right.
Let me see what other X-Men books. You know what? All the big ones in the Silver Age. I think Sunfire's got a good chance. I think he's that undervalued book. I think Polaris. I think all the books that people spec on for the TV show, like for The Gifted, I think they're going to come back down. And I think Havoc is not that expensive a book either. I think Havoc is going to finally be done in the MCU. You know what I mean? Because they never gave him.
There are not a lot of expensive X-Men books unless you're like in the first 1 through 10. Juggernaut's a little pricey, but Sentinel is not.
Sentinels.
Yeah, the Sentinels, Magneto, Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, all those. But
Those are
the burn Claremont is like ripe picking grounds, man. I'm glad I have the entire run. So I mean, giant size, obviously, but that's already pricey. 94 is getting up
94
there.
is your poor man's giant size X-Men one, right?
They've been specking on Starjammers and more. I can't even say her name.
Moira McTaggart, yeah. So
they've been specking on that. Starjammer's been spec, but you know, I'm a purist. I really like Dark Phoenix. Kitty Pryde is a good one too. I agree with that one. Yeah. And then you got all the ones that came out like the Jim Lee era, or even like in the 200s. All those weird little
Gambit, man. He's a
Gambit, that's right.
We kind of been talking. We've been talking about Gambit a lot. So yeah, that one too.
So what's the Gambit at like right now? Like, yeah, are people asking for that when they're digging through your boxes?
Yeah. I think you can get a 9.8 under 400 right now.
Right.
Yeah. Why did we? I know we just
talked about that. Yeah. So
we had it on the cover price.
Yeah,
it was on the cover price top 10.
Yeah.
And I think the 9.8 average is like 350. So between high and low. So, you know, it was about 350. I mean, obviously it's a high print run, but if you're really particular collector, go out and get the newsstand, right? That's one of those issues where there's a newsstand. Did somebody tell me there's a Mark Jewelers insert for that as well?
There might be. We've got a question in the live chat from Audi. I want to refer this to the Spider-Man guys in the house. Opinion on Black Cat when she will be used in the future of Spider-Man movies. Her first appearance can be fairly low right now. So I'm gonna have Roger start, and I'll have Dave follow up with that.
Well,
this is crazy.
Problem with the Spider-Man is you can't get anybody to make a good Spider-Man movie. So I mean, I would love to see Black Cat. I'd be the first one, no matter how many times I buy and sell them. I'm a huge Black Cat fan. The only character I like more than Black Cat with Spider-Man is Morbius. So
nice.
I like the Spider-Man movies. Am I in the minority here? I like
them too.
Yeah, I like the last one a lot.
Me too.
I like Jake as Mysterio. He was awesome. He was awesome.
And that's Mysterio, though. And I will bring this back to my Ditko purist. You know, in the books, in Mysterio's first appearance, he wanted to kill Spider-Man. I mean, he wanted to kill Spider-Man. He didn't want to like go after him, rob banks, or anything like that. That's what he wanted to do. And, you know, as that movie went on, you can see how he's just like, I'm going to kill you now, you know? So, Dave, what do you think about the Black Cat? You know, any possibility?
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw her in the animated like universe because she's big in the games. If you played Spider-Man on PlayStation, it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Her and Silver Sable are big in the game.
Yeah. I mean, I would be interested to see if they kind of segregate it out where, you know, you have your characters for the animated universe, and then you have your characters for live action. So, I mean, either way, I mean, if we get to see her, that's amazing.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of what storyline that they're going to do. So, I mean, either way, I'd be happy.
Yeah, we got some people I want to give a shout out. We got Uncle Frank hanging out.
Uncle Frank.
We got Ben Cross. Don't think Doc Ock's going to make it back. Far From Home was good. Gary, we want to know a count on your FF Annual 6.
I'm either at 21 or 22.
Oh, hey, if you got 21, what's better than 22, you know?
And not all graded or anything, though. Like,
but Gary, I'm definitely thinking that is more of a Franklin Richards long haul.
I agree. I think we're going to get Franklin. I think, I don't know. What do you think, Tim? You're the one with all the news. I mean, you know how I feel about this book. It's like a double whammy.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yes. See?
Yeah.
Yes is my answer. Answer Johnny Boy. Craven is coming. That's what the last thing I heard is. Craven and Chameleon, since they're brothers, they're talking about that to be Spider-Man 3. Black Cat, definitely. Here's the thing I've always said about Spider-Man, the Universal film, since they're not fully integrated into Marvel yet, that there are so many villains, he needs allies. And if you look down the roster of Spider-Man, he doesn't have many allies. Black Cat is Bruce. It's like Batman to Catwoman, right? This has always kind of been his love interest, and she's still a burglar. I mean, maybe they don't do that exact same thing because they don't want to copy it straight out, but she will definitely be something when Peter Parker gets older. Because right now he's gonna be in high school, maybe a freshman in college by the time Spider-Man 3 comes around. So as he gets a bit older, I mean, Tom Holland looks young. He's going to be around forever. But once he kind of gets through the things and being an adult, he hasn't really had a a serious girlfriend yet, but that falls into that's what I love, and I think we all love about Peter Parker and Spider-Man is we could relate to him, right? No other superhero has problems paying the rent, has problems with girlfriends, keeping a job, and getting your
picked on.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I mean, we can't relate with Batman. I mean, who's gotten their parents murdered and then became a billionaire? I mean, I've got one of those, but I don't got the other one. But I don't want to.
Anthony Depot wants to know a reasonable, affordable copy of Hulk 181. I mean,
those exist.
There is none.
1.5.
That book would be a 5. Like I think you're looking at a 5.0, right? Maybe 5.0 to 7.
I don't even think 5.0s are even affordable anymore. I think you got to look at like a 4.0. Here's my thing. If you do get it, don't get it slabbed because you're paying for something slabbed. Get it raw, like 4 or 5 around there. So at least you can, and then get it graded, as opposed to money, and that there's always a double edge. We talk about it, right? If you're going to get something raw, then you have to worry about, has it been touched up? Has it been, has it been any type of restoration? And Hulk 181, I don't know if you have to worry about that so much. Silver Age keys, that's what you have to worry about when you had my first appearance of Hawkeye, and I got it from PGX, and I cracked it and sent it out to CGC, and it came back with trimmed edges. I was like, but I would say get raw keys. You get more bang for your buck. You just have to deal with, But if you have a good eye, modern, and especially if you can see it in person, and also if you buy it off eBay, say, hey, can I return this if I'm not happy with it? Have that conversation first to make sure you can return it just in case there's something you spot. You know what I mean? Now, there's always the things to buy because, we may look at a $300 comic as no big deal, or some of us may, but not everybody has. And also $300 could be somebody's grail. So you always need to protect yourself if you're going to spend your hard-earned cash, be it 300, 200, 100, or 1,000, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where you're kind of in a hard place right now. But yeah, I would look to other books, things like that. But if that's your grail, then you get what you can afford, and then you start there. I know Uncle Frank just picked up a Hulk 181 at a 3.35, and I know his goal is to upgrade it because his 180 is a 5.0. So he even mentioned that, hey, you know what? Let's get it up there. Let's make it all linear.
Just like Gary said earlier, you get a grail, start low, and trade up as you're able to afford it.
Right, Gary. How long did it take you for that Batman upgrade?
Oh man, it probably took me 3 years, 4 years to go from whatever I started at to a 9.2.
Right. This is a long haul play, you guys. You're not going to just get it, flip it, and get. I mean, you can, but I'm a long haul guy. I always said this, and I always believe that the comic book game, it's a marathon, not a sprint. If you want to come in, make some money quick, well, I mean, you can, but then you're just in it to make money and stuff like that, flip stuff. I mean, everybody, I believe, between Three Men in the Basement, Lords of the Long Box, and Very Gary, we are all collectors. We read our stuff, we gobble them up, we enjoy the characters. We wouldn't be in this group of people if we weren't. So, but definitely upgrading the books,
That's a pretty good question right there by Bolo.
Now, let's do a little round robin here, and we'll start with Dave. And Dave, why don't you start with this question, and then we'll go to me, then Roger, then Gary, then we'll finish with TiVo. And the question is, in terms of silver and bronze, at what price point should you consider buying slabs versus raw?
I mean, I think it depends on the book. That's probably a big play. I mean, if you're going to go in buying an ASM 50, that is, I don't know, a 4 or a 5, and you're able to look at it raw and kind of see that, and there's only a $50 or $100 price difference. I mean, I would just buy the slab and not have to chance it. But I mean, that's just how I go about it. So
right, I'm definitely, I'll take it from that aspect also. I look at the price and what it is not graded versus what it is graded.
Right.
A lot of the books that I have reader copies of it because I enjoy the stories. ASM 50, I have a raw copy that's beat to hell, but you know what? I enjoy reading it. It's an iconic story. It's John Romita, first Kingpin, but I also do have it graded. So that's what I kind of find myself doing. And it's all about really, like I said, what you can afford. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Roger, what do you think about that?
I tend to look at I'm with you with the price difference, but say there's a book, especially an older key. If I'm happy with an 8 and 8.5, if I can buy an 8 and 8.5 at something that I'm willing to spend, then I'll spend it. But if a raw that I could submit myself is $400 less, I'm
Yes.
willing to take that chance.
I enjoy
know,
that. Right.
You know, because I'd rather buy the raw and spend the $75 to have it pressed and slabbed and all that, and get more for my money. Because even if I don't get the grade I want, I'm still going to sell it for more than what I bought it for if I need to upgrade.
Yeah, I agree with that. Gary, what are your thoughts on that? Anything from your end?
What I do, if I basically look at the raw book, I'll grade it in my own mind. And if he's, if I'm looking at a 5.0 and he's got it priced like a 3.0, I'm going to scoop it up.
Yeah, right.
I do it.
Yeah. All right. Tim, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it depends on the book. And also I have a tendency to look at auctions that have buy it now with best price. I don't look at fixed price without a buy it now. And I look for auctions that start at 99 cents because that typically means I can get some action in on that. You know what I mean? And obviously, if your watch list on eBay has told you that you can no longer fit anything on there, then you're doing it right. You know what I mean? There's been points where I try to add something to go, your list is full. I go, good Lord. Okay. And then I had to finish them out. And that's a good way because you get alerted. You see when it ends.
I didn't realize that was possible.
It is.
Boy.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm just going to be loaded tonight. And not
so you get
loaded
a good
literally.
idea. Yeah. Because GPA doesn't always tell the story, but in your own mind, you'll get an idea of when auctions are ending and how much they're ending for and what the action was on it on what particular night. Typically Sunday, my phone blows up on Sundays. I used to have a show on Sunday. All you hear is that, that eBay notification that comes up, an auction is ending in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And so raws, I like to be in person because there was a question in the live chat. Somebody asked, how can you tell if a book has been color restored on eBay? And it's almost impossible unless you have the book. When you have the book, the trick that Rocket Comics showed me was you open up the first page and you put a light behind it. And that'll tell you if there's any color touch on it, the easiest way. So in that, if you're buying a big key off eBay, that's raw, ask them, what's your return? Just in case I find something wrong with it. And if they agree to it and you have 30 days, once you get the book, inspect it yourself or take it to somebody who that can inspect it, like a presser, a reputable presser or somebody like that, a comic shop owner who has a good experience with all this, and go through it and see, look at the things you could tell on a picture are trimmed edges. That is pretty, and here's the beauty about the eBay is you can pull up another copy of a book to tell, hey, this looks like it's been trimmed to, you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's certain things you look at. And it's
That's
just
the worst restoration too, because you can't do anything about it.
There's nothing you can do.
There's some restoration you can take away, but that's why slabs are so popular because you really eliminate all that for the most part, unless you're buying a PGX book and then you're just kind of rolling the dice to see what you get.
Yeah.
That's straight up. There's enough empirical evidence to tell you that PGX sucks. I hate to say it.
We have said that once. We said it here. We can say it all the time. You know what I do, and I do want to bring this up. When I go to shops, and I think Roger alluded to this, I'll look at a book and I'll look for pressable defects in the book at a price point. And I'll say, look at this. These are not color breaking. Look at these waves. These waves can be flattened out.
Right.
This back cover can be cleaned up. Rocket Comics, when I had them press and clean my Daredevil 1, it stayed the same at a 5.5, which I'm happy about. But it went from, for some whatever reason, off white to white pages. It went to white pages, which I was happy, and we talked about that last week. But he did something to the cover. It is snow white right now. So that also helps with the aspect of it. And
I don't know if people know this, but when you buy a slab, if it's an older slab or what have you, or you think it has been pressed, you can actually buy the grader's notes. Before you buy the book, you could get, even if it's not your own book, I think it's like $10 or $5, somewhere around that. Yep. And if you know how to read through it, you can tell if there's some pressable defects on there because it'll say something that doesn't break color.
Otto, we can do yours right now if you want.
No, it's not mine. It's not mine. It's your book.
I'm not even talking about the Brainiac. Didn't you talk about something you just got? You wanted to check the notes?
Right, he did. Yes, he did. And here's my question to you guys, only because I don't know. So if you're looking at a book on eBay that say it's up for auction and it's a slab, if you want to find the grader's notes, how fast do you get those notes?
Instantly.
Yeah,
immediately. So if you pay your money, you get them right away. So if you're interested in the book, you can look at the grader's notes instantly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Let's do it right now, Otto. Let's go. They'll bill me the $5.
Okay. Screen share. Let's see it.
All right, hold on.
What was? There you go.
Let me screen share. Here we go.
All right, so we're finding out what the graders are notes live.
There we go.
So
First
here's
time for everything.
CGC's website, cgc.com. I'm already signed in. All right, go ahead, Otto.
All right, 1622.
Put it in the
50
live chat. Otto.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us your social security number while you're at it, please?
Yeah.
Lexi won't do good. I got
Your
so
bank account number.
1622, Gary.
Yep.
No. In
54.
in the private chat of StreamYard, you could just
8001. Let me see. Let me see.
and he still tell us the number.
I know.
Welcome to Autoisms.
Right,
You're
exactly.
sharing my screen.
I don't think it is.
Oh no, I think Otto has to put it up there.
Yeah, let me see.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So what's that number? You want to put it in that private chat and I'll get it on? Well, they're going to see it anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna see it anyway. So it's 16,
Yep.
22,
Yep.
54,
Yep.
8001.
Also, guys, for the new people new to the collecting world, that number that you see on the slab, if you question a slab's validity, meaning on a here's why I say this for guys who've been around for a while, probably back in like 2014, 15, even a couple of years before that, on the old case, people were able to crack the case and replace the comic inside of it.
Oh, it looks terrible.
And then what? Put it back together?
Oh yeah.
Really?
That was the whole reason why CGC came out with the new
geez.
cases and interwells and everything. So you can, a lot of times if you think something has been tampered with, pull up put in the CGC number. I mean, I wish I had my old video. We used to talk about this stuff all the time. I mean, the PGX scandal of what was going on.
You did a long video on that. I
All right.
remember
So
that.
what did we just see, Gary?
Well, I didn't want to put my billing information in.
Come on. Show us your credit card.
You can trust us. We're good for it.
Yeah, hold on, man. I got my friend India right here on the
I
phone.
don't even have my wallet on me. I'll
know
go
what's
grab it.
amazing, guys? Ever since the quarantine, even scammers and telemarketers have not been working.
No,
I used to get these calls all the time with work phone, not a peep anymore. I'm like,
Same.
man, even they're sheltering at home.
That's a good point.
so we've been kicking at you guys for we were going on 9:20. We still got about 10 more minutes. And
I'm good for another 3 hours, son.
I know you are. You can talk all day. You can talk all day, but we'll go for a little bit longer. By old cases. Yeah, the old cases, though, I'm kind of a fan of the old cases because, I'm a fan of the old cases because sometimes those books haven't been pressed. The old labels aren't good, so
I would say 80% of them haven't been pressed because pressing was not that prominent yet. It was still, it was, if you go on the CGC forums back then, people were really like looking down on pressing. It was considered like, there was a whole argument about, is it really, should it not be a blue label? It's restoration. And, luckily the market has come around on that. I mean, I've been slabbing since 2001. So I seen how the old ways have gone to the new ways. And I've been in CGC since 2001 and I still don't go on the forums because it's that toxic.
It is toxic. But I do want to say, Tim, when we were kids, how did you press your books?
Shit, I would leave it underneath the long box for like a even before I had a long box, whatever the heaviest thing was, I put it on.
Flat in it.
Exactly. Yeah. So put it this way. I remember as a kid, I didn't even have a short box, right? Because I was buying them or stealing them at 7-Elevens, right? And where am I going to find a short box for comic books? So I would just leave them stacked. And what happens when you leave them stacked? You would get this curvature, right?
Yeah.
Because and so what, now as I got older, I learned you put one this way, as it goes up, it evens out. But as a kid, that we're getting this curvature. So what I was doing was that was the first time I pressed a book was when I stacked them all the way up and they get curved when it's sitting there. So I would a couple of books, put them back on the other side, and I would put something heavy on them for a good 2 or 3 days. That was my first pressing.
Right. Exactly. So now let's talk, because we often talk about this, and Gary is absolutely, he talks about this. I think we all do. There's nobody in the 5 of us that would ever submit a book to CGC without getting it pressed, right?
Correct.
Right.
Nope. Unless it already looked like a 9.8, which is rare.
yeah. Like
but even what we think is a 9.8 doesn't mean there's not something there that could be better.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. Good point. So, you're definitely going to send that in and kind of get that done. And you know what? It's a waiting game. It is what it is. Moderns are coming back real quick. I don't know what the CGC turnaround time is. Do you know what's taking forever at CGC right now? Is my foom.
Fing
Fang Foom. No, that Foom. No, the magazine Foom that has the X-Men on it. It predates the Giant Size X-Men 1. So that's a magazine size book.
When did you submit it?
Oh, it got submitted. It was on site, but they didn't do on site at Chicago. So
yeah, I got some stuff submitted C2E2. I haven't gotten back yet either. But I was only like 2 months ago.
Yeah, you're right. You know what it is? It just seems so long ago. Like
exactly. I
I've home every day.
I've been working for 4 weeks, and then I was like, "Where are my C2E2 books?" And I go, "C2E2 was in fucking March, the end or beginning of March, right, or end of February, one of the two." Nice. Dude, that's you still got 2 or 3, and now that CGC came out and said, "Hey, we're open," like I expect another because here's the thing. Here's why the initial delay was I don't care what the fuck they say, it was because of Todd McFarlane. That was the initial delay. All that stuff they had to do for Todd McFarlane and those I was told by insiders it was 10,000 books that he did.
Okay.
And that he wasn't happy with the check that he got from CGC because guess what? Todd McFarlane is a cash business. When he does his private signings, literally facilitators show up with a envelope of cash and they hand it to him and he starts signing stuff away. CDC cut him a check, and why do you think he got his signing pushed back to January? He didn't want that giant tax hit on his 2019 tax return. So that's why whatever the excuse they made that, we're pushing it back to January because he was sick or whatever bullshit. He didn't want to pay the taxes for 2000. And I don't blame him, but from what I'm told, that's the last time he's ever going to do that again because he thought he didn't make as much money as he could have. Well, obviously, because the $500,000 he's going to have to pay tax on it. Before that, he can probably shelter a lot of it away because it was all cash he was getting from facilitators coming to his house.
Yeah. All right.
CGC played that up too with all those little vignette videos and on Instagram and all that stuff. So that's really interesting.
CGC social media, whoever does their marketing is not that savvy because they don't realize how vicious the internet is.
Oh, they are internet. So we do have a good question right here, and this is a great question that we can answer in one of our intros. I've never submitted my own book, but from nuts to bolts, how much does a book run for press, CGC submission? Just curious. You can find out all that information in our description with Rocket Comics. Rocket Comics will press it, submit it, and get it back to you. So
and it also depends on how old it is.
Yep.
And what its value. Like people don't realize that if a book is worth $10,000, it's going to be a hell of a lot more to press and slab than it does $100 book.
Yep. Right.
And don't use CGC's pressing services.
Oh, a lot of that price is based on insurance as well.
Yeah. So Gary, you do it all the time, right? Gary,
you know that Teen Titans 12 that I have, that 8.5 that everybody makes fun of me?
Yeah.
I use CGC pressing services for that.
Oh,
yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they add another 3 months on turnaround time when you get it pressed.
And
what's bullshit about the CGC service is they ask you, do you want the regular press or do you want the full press? Like, what the fuck?
The fuck does that mean?
Like there's like a cheaper pressing that you can get. Like, so what are you gonna do? Put it underneath the long box like we do? I don't. What is that? that to me, that
takes
seems
3
a little
months.
corny, man. Yeah,
that's why it takes 3 months. They put under a box.
Why do I have to know?
It almost feels like bribery a little bit too, right? Or like, hey, press this before you grade it. Wink, wink.
You would
nudge,
think,
nudge.
but when a Teen Titans 12 comes back at a off-white pages with glossy black,
black pages.
Black. All right, so I'm going to share the screen, Gary.
Yep.
And we'll see what they said. So I owe Gary $10 for this.
You owe me a beer.
I owe you a beer. I'll buy you 2. Yeah.
All right. Can you see
Bud Light?
As I'm looking at it, I don't see if I can. Let me see.
Modern. I'll read it. It's modern tanning interior cover, multiple crease left top back cover.
That's good.
Reader's crease full left and front cover breaks color, small tear center back of cover, spine stress line that breaks color, and looks like human semen.
That's the freebie.
That was Otto's.
That's exactly. So
right here. This is what you
copy and paste it and put it in the live chat, Otto, if you can, or whomever.
So it sounds to me like there's some.
You got some meat on the bone there.
Yeah.
So, but by that term alone, Gary, you think I should resubmit it?
Yeah, you can. It will present better, if anything, right? So even if you
right,
come
I
back
agree.
4-5, this
Yep.
issue should be taken care of.
Right, and and I don't know the dollar. Maybe we go on Comics MV right now, and find out what the
Go to
difference
cover
between
price.
Yeah, exactly. Cover
On
price.
a-
Absolutely, that's what I would say.
On a 5.0 auto, you're talking?
Yeah,
I would say. Let's see.
What's the book again? I'll look it up right now on cover price.
All right, look it up. So it's an ASM 14. It's ASM 14. I would say it's about $500.
From it, Shirley, one more time. Here you go.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Look at me. I got 3 screens going. I'm like, look at this. Look at this. I'm like an old man, like all over the place with this. Man, we got a lot of people in the live chat hanging out with us.
All of a sudden, his bank account's gonna pop up.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing Spider-Man 14. What grade?
So I have it at a 4.5.
Okay, Amazing Spider-Man 14. That's
where did he go? There we go.
You didn't even
wow,
notice.
there's a lot of sales on this. 4.5. Looks like a high sale on a 4.5 is 1,200, and that was from February 2020.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks like low sale was 1,020, but that was back in 2018. Most recent sales right around 1,200, 1,495, 1,440, 1,140, 1,475, 1,200.
Okay.
At what grade?
4.5.
4.5, right. So I got
That's
it somewhere.
what you have, right, Otto?
That's what I have. Yeah. Reese has met me somewhere in the middle on that, which was great. So, and now, so if I press it, submit it, resubmit it to Rocket, send it to Rocket, have them press it, clean it, crack it, then send it to CGC. I'm probably looking at about 80
Gary,
bucks.
when was that graded?
Good question. Yeah.
Oh shit, I don't have it anymore.
It's all right.
Nice going, Gary.
It's okay.
Otto, you have it?
No, I don't have when it was graded.
No. I mean, you have the
Here
book.
we go.
Right?
I've got it. August 2018.
All right.
There's a good chance it could have been pressed already. I mean, hell, you got the book there, Otto. Look and see if it any pressable defects.
Yeah, I mean, it's got some glare. I mean, there is some stuff to it. You know, the spine is a little rough, but I'll tell you, the colors pop on this.
Do you have a computer scanner?
I do not have a computer scanner. No.
All right, take some really good pictures of it and email it. High definition, largest resolution you get, and email it to Rocket Comics. And sometimes he can tell you if worst case scenario. You can even I know Rocket does this, and Heroes Restoration in Oregon does this. He's probably been pressing longest than anybody I know on Infinity. Heroes Mike DeCellis, I think I used him back in like 2014, 2013. He's been pressing a long time. And he's probably the preeminent on the West Coast, or maybe most of America in a long time. And he has a service where you can actually get a pre-screen or to see if it's got any that he will look at it from outside of it. You have to mail it to him though, and he'll tell you if it's got a chance to crack and resubmit for a better grade.
Yeah, Rocket did that.
Especially if
Rocket
you
does
send
that
them
too,
the grader's notes.
Yeah.
Otto, I have a book that has a lot of pressable defects right here.
Yeah, what terms are those, Gary? Like, what are the terms that we're looking at?
I am getting this cracked, and I will press this.
You really are.
What's the hold up on this trade? Let me be the arbiter here. What's so?
I just want to make
the hold up is Otto doesn't want Brainiac; he wants Mr. Freeze, and I respect that.
You know what? The irony of this whole thing is that they were both won books, right? Like you won it and I won it, and I think that's just so funny. But
wait, so Otto, you want Brainiac?
I do not. I am content with my book. I do want
first. What's all this to make the trade then? What is the genesis of make the trade then? What is it?
Well, Otto said that this is a book that he's kind of targeting because he doesn't have the first Brainiac.
Oh, I absolutely am targeting it. Yes, that's right.
And what did Gary want in return?
He wanted my first Mr. Freeze, my Batman 121, which was a 3.5, and Rocket pressed it up to a 4.5. And his book is a 4.5, and he's a Batman guy, and we're kind of going back.
You should definitely trade it.
Look at that. I'm gonna trade this based on the 5 of you. No way.
They're both trash
GPA.
books. Just trade that shit. Make mine Marvel.
The Brainiac actually does come in a little higher on GPA, and then if it does come back a 5.0, it's a significant jump.
Right. Yeah. So, but hey,
No
listen,
pressure.
I was just watching. What did I just watch? The Red Sun. Brainiac was great on that. And then I watched a couple episodes of Krypton. Raj, you were big on Krypton,
Yeah,
right?
he was great in Krypton. I absolutely loved that character in Krypton.
There's a lot-
canceled,
There's
right?
a lot of momentum behind this book right now amongst the YouTubers and Instagrammers and everything. So
There
when
it
this
is.
gets sent out and comes back a 5.0, you're
Which
really gonna
YouTubers and Instagrammers? Be specific.
Yeah. We've got like Johnny Boy wants to make
I
the
want
trade.
the truth.
Johnny Boy
double
wants
A.
to make the trade, but
I mean,
Gary, does
just
it say
read
first appearance of Candor on it?
what?
Does it say first appearance of Candor on the cover?
Origin, first appearance of Brainiac, first appearance of the Shrunken City of Kandor.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh,
That was a great
double.
story.
There you
A
go.
little off topic. Has anybody watched Vagrant Queen yet
No,
on
that-
Sci-Fi? That's
No.
based on an it's based on an indie comic, Image comic, I think.
is it really? No,
You guys didn't
What's
know
it
that? Yeah, Vagrant Queen, I think.
Never
Yeah.
heard of it.
What the
I
hell?
just want.
I just finished Lock and Key, and that was awesome.
Yeah, Lock and Key is
I'm
awesome.
blown away when we watch indie comic like shows like Lock and Key or Walking Dead. Like she's blown away when I have to tell her these are comic books.
Right, right.
Really flip her lid and have her watch Road to Perdition and tell her that's based on a comic.
Yeah, Road to Perdition was pretty wild. So,
That was
so now
great.
that we're all stuck in the house, you know, for this COVID crisis, I know Justin was watching the 2nd season of Harlequin. Has anybody started the 2nd season of that?
Nah.
Not yet.
No?
Yeah,
No, okay.
I'm up to date. They just kind of all blend in, but I absolutely love that show. So
And then what else are we watching right now for sci-fi?
I am
superheroes?
watching How to Fix a Drug Scandal. I am hooked on Netflix fucking crime documentaries. I'm telling you, Netflix makes the best documentaries.
But you don't even know they
Also,
come out. They just pump out the new show.
No,
you
that's
know?
the great thing.
Pharmacist. Did you watch that one, Tim?
Yes,
That's
How to
it,
Fix a
was-
Drug Scandal. Not the pharmacists, but they were lab techs, right? That were testing the samples.
No,
The
the
one was the-
pharmacist or something was a dude who was trying to stop like the oxycodone push in his neighborhood.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that? That's a good stuff. I'm just kidding.
hate that guy.
Yeah, really.
No, and I saw another one that was really interesting. It's called it's a documentary on HBO about how the Russians hacked our election system, and it's specifically about voting machines. And this guy hacked one in 10 minutes.
Jesus.
You gotta watch it. It's very sobering. It came out like a couple weeks ago, but it shows our election machines that we use are like 20 years out of date.
Oh, that's
And nobody wants to and it's really, it's like an hour. It's only one episode. It's just an hour and a half long, but man, it actually shows like, you know, Russians really trying to hack these voting machines and how they can literally change the vote on them because of they all use these SD cards, but the SD cards can be preloaded with a program to change the outcome of the election on that machine.
That's
Crazy. It'll wake your ass up. You'll be like, whoa, this
you
is
kidding
not
me?
safe at all.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
watch
sure if anybody walks out of this COVID crisis, it's going to be like Tiger King. Of course, Tiger King. You know, like just we've all watched that, right?
I've been binge watching Manifest with my wife.
Oh, Manifest. Okay.
Manifest. Have you ever seen that movie? It's like the new
No,
version of Lost.
Okay. I was a huge fan of
Ah.
Lost. So, all
Yeah.
right.
I
So
need
that
a
was-
good recommendation too.
If
I'm
this
running.
one-
I'm
if
running
this
out of
one
shit to
ends,
watch.
yeah. If so, Manifest has been great so far, and if it ends the way Lost does, I'm fucking shooting somebody.
right.
Oh,
And then
Randy
Lost, there you
Sloan.
go.
Don't do it.
Do it. Yeah. Jesus.
Don't
Don't
man.
do it.
Don't
I
do
watched it twice because I wanted.
No.
I thought there would be
No.
something
Don't do
redeeming
it.
about it.
I'm not going to
Oh
ruin
my
it for
God.
you. There's one more. I turned it on. There's one moment in the show that happens, and I was like, I'm out. I am out.
What show is that?
Inhumans.
Humans.
Oh,
Terrible.
that shit is
Terrible.
trash.
That's what I
It's
did with the
trash.
new Star Wars movie, the second one.
Yep.
When Princess Leia started floating through space, I'm like, click.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Right. Yeah, I
But
mean,
you
horrible.
believe people moving boulders and shit, but you're just flying through space holding your breath is too much. Because if
Yeah.
you watch it
Princess
closely,
Leia.
she holds her breath.
oh
Nah.
God. Yeah.
and she moves. I'm just saying,
My
man.
wife
You're
loves
weightless in
it. I'm okay with
space. All you need
I'm
is a little
okay with
force
it.
button
Yeah.
nudge to get you to moving. You know what I'm saying?
I'm okay with the Princess Leia thing, but
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy. I'm a fanboy. You guys, you know, I enjoy.
Inhumans
everything,
was stupid.
so. What's that?
You know what the problem with
Inhumans
was?
was stupid. It was just
Yeah.
They
bad.
filmed it in Hawaii. It was super bright and sunny every day. It was just like it just does. The lighting was off, and the showrunner of the Inhumans was a showrunner of season 1 of Iron Fist, who was also the showrunner of the last 2 seasons of Dexter, which absolutely sucked. And I love Dexter.
Yeah,
It was
they
a
ruined
great
that
show
show.
until Scott Buck came and ruined it.
Surprise,
Finn Jones is a curly hair
doesn't have a
fuck
very good
Friday.
No, we know we haven't heard that in a while. The Finn Jones, we haven't heard that.
It's
in a
Friday
while.
too, so there you go.
Yeah, that's right.
I was so disappointed with the end of Dexter. We were locked into that show. It was literally religion on Sunday nights, and
Dexter was.
oh
So
god,
good.
it's
So
it's so
good,
good, and like it's like Game of Thrones. It just like you hit the peak and it just fell off the cliff, and you were left
Really?
Serial killer
You're
that
left-
kills serial killers. That's what
Yeah,
it's
because
about.
I love the show Hannibal, and everybody said if you love that show, you should watch Dexter.
I
You
like
know where they
Hannibal a
filmed Dexter? It wasn't in Miami. It was in over here in LA and Long Beach. Because I was like,
Ah.
wait a second, I know where that is. That's not fucking Miami.
So
That's
we have
crazy.
got completely off topic from movies to comics and stuff
Let
like
me
that.
show
but
you a
that's what
secret
I'm
I've been
doing.
doing is I try to watch as much live TV as I can. So everything that I'm DVRing and is queued up. So when I do, because I don't know how long it's going to last for, right? So obviously there's no
Right.
sports. So I have 3 episodes of Clone Wars to watch. I've been letting things queue up so I can record it. I just have to finish watching Better Call, which is excellent. If you guys haven't watched Breaking Bad, go back and watch it again.
We
It's
watched it
still-
for the first time. Amazing. Amazing.
It's one of the best TV shows ever, and I'm not saying that with any hyperbole, you know what I mean, hyperbole at all. It is that good, man. And
Yeah.
you know how Game of Thrones was good and a couple seasons were in, but every season of Breaking Bad, it just the stakes get bigger and bigger and bigger. It is just incredible.
I remember
TV.
finishing season 2 of Breaking Bad with the plane and
Yeah.
just thinking like, what the hell else how is this going to expand? And oh my God.
Breaking Bad has the best series finale because a lot of times Sopranos series finale, Breaking Bad,
Yeah, right.
that was awesome, man.
Nothing
Awesome.
ends well. Nothing ends well.
I
Well,
just-
speaking of ending, we've been going for about 35 minutes longer than we typically do. So we're going to wrap this up, which is probably going to take 10 minutes. So, Dave, any videos for you popping? Anything on Dave in the Cave? So for those of you guys who don't know, Dave in the Cave is an official member of 3 Men in the Basement as of the swap. Thank you very much. But he has his own channel. And any videos coming up on your own channel?
To 4 Men in a Basement.
No, we're not changing nothing. It's 3 men. It's 3 men. Not changing nothing.
Listen, the Big Ten has a lot more than 10 teams in it.
I love that with the 11 in the logo. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping so. I mean, I'm thinking of jumping on the top 50 bandwagon like everybody else is doing, given there's no new books. But yeah, I don't know. I'll figure something out. I've been wanting to do a room tour too, so that could be in the cards.
Oh,
if
I love to see it. I love to see it.
Finally.
Justin's room tour just surpassed my room tour video, so that pisses me off a little bit. So,
At least you
But,
have
yeah. So Raj is the first time Raj is coming in from Carriage Hill Pub.
Yeah.
He's got technology. Thank you very much, Raj, for coming. And I hope this.
I'm working on the technology now that I have it. I'm gonna start to try to make those. I'm gonna bring back the hip hop spotlights.
Yeah.
People, I've been appreciating those remixes you've been putting out on YouTube, man. I appreciate that music. That was great.
I will go live with you, Roger, if you want to do the hip hop variants. I have about 100 of them.
Yeah, it's about where I'm at too. So
You can do a little collab if you want on your channel, and I would love to do that. And we could talk about the albums that are on. You're talking about the hip hop variants, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Well, I would love to do that because
that would
I'd
be
be honest,
great.
they went like a lot of such new hip hop that I was like, "What the hell is this? I have no idea what this is." I know
Yeah,
all
I
the
agree
classic
with you.
album covers, but I was like, "What?" Or albums that came out when they were CDs. I never paid attention to the cover.
Yeah, so I started them when we first started our channel. We first started. I used to do like a 10-minute segment of Hip Hop Spotlight.
Yeah.
And when you have 15 people watching on Instagram and nobody cares about hip hop, but now that we're on YouTube and we can put them videos up there, I want to bring it back. And now that I have the technology to be able to do it from my house, we're gonna bring that back. And it's I'm looking
I'm
forward
totally
to it.
down, man. You know me. I'm hip hop and comics. My stuff. That's
Sweet,
love that.
sweet. You and I will talk.
All right,
get,
Gary, what's going on Very Gary Comics?
I don't know yet.
2 videos this week.
Yeah, Monday, Thursdays. I do have a CGC unboxing. I don't know when I'm going to put that out. I do have another
CGC.
Yeah, modern and bronze.
Okay.
And then I have to film the keys, the Green Lantern keys and silver DC keys that came out of this collection still. I have a Teen Titans Justice League key issue. And then I didn't even freaking realize I was cleaning the garage and I found like 10 short boxes from this collection behind stuff that are all magazine. So like the first not first Satana, but like first Rocket, first Star-Lord, Vampirella 1, that was all in there. I'm like, shit, I guess I should maybe
First
do one of these.
Star-Lord?
Yeah.
Really?
Marvel Preview, I think it is.
Yeah, Marvel Preview. Yeah, with him on the cover. It's a bad version of him on the cover, but it's
So I'm like, well, maybe I should pull out all the keys of all these magazines and do another video like that. Because I'm I can't get out and buy collections.
No,
so
you can't. You can't. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So I know we got a lot of things popping on Lords of the Long Box. We got a long-term spec list that's coming up, Tim, on Wednesday.
Yeah, hold on. I was just I got the KRS Comics set. So there you go. I'll be giving them away, guys.
Oh, there you go.
You got one?
I'm a man of my word. Yes, I just talked to Chris now on Facebook. So I'm gonna give away 4,000. Anyway, we're at 3,700 right now. So when we get to 4,000 subs, we're gonna do a giveaway. We're gonna give away 4 subscriptions to coverprice.com. And then we'll probably give away some stuff with Rock KRS Comics and Rocket Comics. It's going to be a big giveaway every time we do a grant. So it'll be 4,000 subs. So make sure you sub up 3 Men in the Basement, sub up Lords of Longbox, Very Gary, Dave in the Cave, Roger Levesque. If you want to see Bad Luck Slabs, go check out Roger.
That's a great title for a
Bad Luck Slab.
So yeah,
I just gave you a video right there.
Every Tuesday, guys, we do our cover price top 10. It's a top 10 list based solely on sales data. So even there's books on there we don't agree with, like the Corona book, we still talk about it. And it's based strictly on sales data. We're not pushing any books. Cover Price doesn't sell any books. So this is sales data. They compile 300,000 data points a day off of eBay, Comic Link, My Comic Shop, Heritage Auctions, and other places that we compile this data from. So
it's a great video to watch. I can't commend you enough on those. The Tuesday ones, those are good.
Yeah.
Really good.
And I partnered with them because I liked what it says right on the front page of their website. We just give you the data. I mean, there's no data, their opinions on it. Numbers don't lie. It's whatever is hot for that week. And luckily, with our list, it's not based off of new comics that are coming out. It's based off of just issue sales. So every Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll come in. And then Wednesday, I was told that we have a long-term spec list based on the cosmic side of the MCU. And that's all I'm going to say.
There we go. That's all we got. Cosmic stuff coming.
Here's what I want to know. I have to ask this question. I might have missed something. When you do last week's cover show, there was a book that you guys refused to show.
Yeah.
Because Tim hates it.
Yes.
Did I miss something? What
I know what it is. It had to be the ASM book, right?
Yeah, it was the week before. It was number 2.
It's the first appearance of Corona on Amazing Spider-Man, which is just utter bullshit. I can't get behind something like that. But like I said, even they told me, hey, it's on there. And I said, it's no reflection on the guys on Cover Price. This is what collectors are buying. And Cover
Right.
And
I got you. Yeah. I just didn't know what it was. I'm like, what does he hate so much?
Yeah, no, it's just bad timing, bad form, bad whatever.
Yeah.
For what it is, which is utter bullshit and it borderline unethical. And I was told that people have copies of it, that they're pushing this bullshit narrative of this comic about a character who spreads viruses in New York. And yet there's fucking people dying of this world. I mean, 8,000 in America, throughout the whole world. People are dying of this, and you're gonna go spec on a book named Corona.
Yeah.
That's
right.
crazy.
The fact that people would put it on their websites was just wrong.
The fact that they made it.
It's still in my $2 bin. It's going to stay in the $2 bin.
Yeah, right. And that's it.
Thank God I have faith in the collectors again. It's no longer on our list. So there we go. So
That was
anyway,
awesome. That was
Comic Crypto Castle Hills tagged me for top 50. I'm going to do a top 50 raw, hopefully tomorrow, since I have nothing but free time in my hands. And
right. I'm telling you, my God, I painted 3 rooms in my house already. It's crazy. So you know what? We're going on almost an hour and 45 minutes. This has been a long time. So I'm going to sign off. So guys, our 1,250 subscriber giveaway is still going on. Please check that out. I have a statue review that I did for the first time. I'm dropping that video soon. I have spoken to my warrior queen. She told me that she will partake in a video like Gary did with his wife about comic trivia. So we're going to do that. That was fantastic. Sub up to all the channels, you guys. You guys know the deal. So our 1250 video, just so you guys know, the subscriber video, make sure you hashtag 3 men in a basement. I'm sorry, hashtag 3MIB in that so you can get involved in it. So sub up and comment. Once we hit 1250, we'll do another one at 1500, then 750 and 2000 is going to be huge. Also remember that Rocket Comics has the new deal going with Clayton Crane and Frank Miller. So you want to get your books in now, get some books. We talked about that. We've got our boys at the Geeky Swag Shop hanging down.
That's right.
Doing good things, you know, we're absolutely repping the clothing. So as always, like, comment, and share our videos because it's very important. And this is what drives our content, and we really enjoy it. So on behalf of my brothers at Lords of the Long Box, on behalf of Very Gary, on behalf of 3 Men in the Basement, I am Everett, and I am Otto, and I am out. Peace.
Peace, boys.